What is up, Aries? Welcome to your weekly general timeless reading. General, meaning that this is a collective reading. It is for whoever it resonates with, okay? So if it doesn't resonate, that's perfectly fine. Please don't force it to fit. Go ahead, check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign. Also, these are timeless, so whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you. We all have masculine, feminine energy, okay? So if you're new to tarot, go ahead, check out what that means down below in the description box through how to interpret tarot as a viewer, okay? I made a whole video on how to do this, so the intro is a lot shorter, so check that out, okay? So also, you want a personal reading, book it through my website. You want a Reiki session, book it through my website. You can find it down below. If you're having trouble accessing my website, please try a different browser. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that, so try Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer, etc. That's typically fixed the problem. Also, if you want to join Patreon, a lot of people have been asking about Patreon, how that's different from my YouTube videos. When I do YouTube videos, I'm tapping into the entire collective. When I do Patreon, I'm only tapping into my patrons. So they're more specific. I tend to get a lot more spiritual messages. I talk a lot more about my own spiritual experiences, how I do my shadow work, what are my new moon, full moon rituals. We talk a lot more about feminine, masculine energy, how to work through our own personal distortions, but we also talk about the 3D world just like we do on YouTube. So if that's the kind of shenanigans you want to get into, we talk about it on there. I'm a lot more candid, and half the time you get to see me in my PJs, so we get pretty silly on there too. So go ahead, check that out if you want to see me looking like a fool. Okay. Let's have some fun. Let's get into it, Aries. I hope you know I tried to record that intro 3 times and I messed it up 3 times. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Also, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Giving the video a thumbs up does help the channel grow. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on. Show me what I need to see for my Aries. Okay. So they showed me a snake, but they said phoenix, which are both indicative of transformation. So I was gonna say contradicting, but actually not at all, just 2 very different things. Said phoenix, but they showed me a snake. Which I really like, which makes a lot of sense though, because like I've been saying for a while, October is a massive month of integration and working through a lot of distortion between our own masculine and feminine energy. So if you're feeling like it's time to get rid of people, oh, distortion. Oh, a shit ton of it. Okay. Oh, golly. Aries, there you are. Emperor energy in reverse. Okay, so Emperor is Aries, also Mars energy, Page of Wands, fire energy, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Jupiter, Sagittarius energy. This is the masculine energy that's going through a lot of distortion. It kind of is basically, it's very stereotypical, but it literally looks like the wounded child stopping your higher self from being able to move forward. It's you have the capability of becoming this very divine masculine, almost said feminine, divine masculine Emperor energy, right? Stepping into your power. Aries energy, also Taurus for me as a reader with the Emperor card here, right? This is Witch's Tarot, by the way. All the tarot decks I use are linked down below if you guys are interested. But with this kind of energy out on the board, this childlike energy, this Page of Wands energy, it's almost like this doubt, this fear of, I don't know if I can handle stepping into this power. I don't know if I can handle the responsibility of taking control of my life. Yeah, because that's the self-sabotage, the 7 of Swords energy, Aquarius energy, that came out next to all 3 of these. Because it came out on the board, literally hidden behind this in the stack. So you have the self-deceptive energy, and what's hidden behind all the self-deception is just the fear of actually embodying this very divine, masculine, very, I am in charge of my life. I am capable of building an empire for myself. I am capable of doing what I need to do to move forward, right? It's almost as if you're used to other people taking the reins on things, which is very strange because Aries is a very independent energy. And the fear is truly embodying that. And I'm not saying you haven't. I'm just saying you've embodied that to a point, and now it's kind of like, okay, time to level it up a point. And you're kind of like, I don't know if I can take that next step of level up. Some of you have, but some of you, because remember, it's timeless. So some of you have already gotten past this obstacle. Some of you, this is your current situation. Some of you, this is what's coming up for you. It's realizing, oh, I gotta level up. And that's scaring a few of you because I think a lot of this level up is needing to let go of certain people and situations. And it's that change because the Wheel of Fortune is indicative of change. And it's the fear of like, okay, I got to say bye-bye to some situations here. And it's like, I don't know if I can do that. But you know you need to. And that's the self-deceptive energy around it. Let's get a few more. Any final messages for Aries? Now flip this back. Yep. I don't want it, but Jordan, you know, I really don't want to let go of it. I don't want to let go of it because it's really familiar. I got really used to my life being this way, and I don't know where this change is going to lead me. Even if it's really good, you can't promise me that it's going to be good. What if it's bad? But see, that's a programming that society has put in our mind, though. It's like it's almost like the ego, right? When someone says the ego, there's immediately a negative connotation attached to it, when really it's not a bad thing. The ego is not a bad thing. It's the yin and the yang, the black and the white. It's just the darker side of you. It's not a bad thing. It's just an aspect of you. Change is just an aspect. Change is the only constant. Change doesn't have to be bad. Change can be very exciting and very positive, right? Let's put it this way. Let's say you're trying to have a kid and then your wife finally gets pregnant. That's a great change. You're like, oh my gosh, thank the Lord. We've been trying forever and now it's finally happening. That's a great change. Some of you, it's not a great change, but most of the time it's like, oh my gosh, yay! You know, excitement. There's an example of something that you'd be excited for, that kind of change. Or kids going off to college. They're like, yes, I got into the college I want to get into. That's an exciting change for the kid, at least. Not the empty nest mother. You know, there's always a perspective on it. It's just this perspective of this change is scary and it doesn't feel like it needs to be. It's actually very positive. And it's just a need to let go of certain people. So, okay, some of you, it's a romantic connection that you won't let die. It needs to. It's not healthy. Whoever you're holding on to feels like a knight, and you're actually an Emperor energy. They're a knight. I don't like them. I know we don't have a knight on the board yet, but they're showing me a Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands and a Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I don't like it. Don't like it. Let's get any final energy. Where am I at? What time? 3 of Swords. Yep. There's a heartache around it. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Yep. So we got romance coming in. Like I said, I don't focus on any particular situation, but some of you, it doesn't have to be a romantic situation. Some of you, it could also just be friend groups. There are a lot of soul tribe energies that are going to be on the way out, because as you raise your frequency into an Emperor energy, you're not going to resonate with people who are of a Knight frequency anymore. An Emperor, underneath an Emperor is a King and a Queen energy, and underneath that is a Knight energy, and underneath that is a Page energy. So you got 2 frequency differences between you and a Knight. You don't resonate. You're not on the same wavelength. It's not that they're bad for you. It's not that they're toxic for you, even though they do feel a little toxic, because this is a lot of attachment and pain here. It's also your attachment to a person out of familiarity, though. It's not that they're toxic. What's toxic is your attachment to them, to be quite honest. Which is normal, because when we have people in our life for a long time, there's going to be an attachment, right? It's needing to mourn something because it's not resonating. But let's get into some clarifiers. Let's get into the good stuff. The good stuff, the goodies. Let's do crystal visions. They're telling me no, but I'm gonna be stubborn. Okay, no, I won't. Okay, fine. Wow. Sassy today. I took a few days off from doing readings because it was my birthday this weekend. And I needed a little brain break. And also I couldn't really speak yesterday. I lost my voice. So they kind of forced me not to. And I feel a lot better. I do. It's probably why my nose is stuffy though. That was a mess yesterday. It's like curled up in a ball. I feel like I'm missing a card. I'm not. We're good. Let's see what's going on with this Emperor. I don't really feel the other person's energy. I feel more so this heartache is coming from the fear of, well, releasing them. Yeah, so the first card out is Temperance, Sagittarius energy on top of the Emperor. This is all, it's just a need to heal and balance your own energy out, because this is just distortion. It's just distortion. It's the fear of releasing this person or these people. If it's a soul tribe, when I say soul tribe, it's just friends or family. It could also be romantic connections. It's just a group of people that you're no longer resonating with, right? That need to be released. And it's just almost second guessing doing that because they've been around for so long. It's kind of like, well, then I'll feel alone and I'll feel lonely. By releasing them, it's making space for new people to enter though. And that you need to heal that distortion of you're not capable of being independent on your own, right? If I'm on my own, that equals lonely. That's a distortion. That's a limiting belief. It's not true. It's not true. It ain't true. It ain't true. Okay. Let's look at this Wheel of Fortune. Got a lot of majors out. Temperance, Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. And now Justice. Yeah. These connections, it does feel like multiple people. These connections, some of you it's a romantic connection as well as friends. I do think it's multiple people. Some of you it's romantic connection as well as friends. Some of you it's just a group of friends. And some of you it is like a single family member and some friends though. Some of you I do feel it's needing to disconnect or readjust a dynamic with a specific family member, whether it be a parent or a sibling, a sibling. Because communication, it's almost like they're showing me like a viper, like striking. It's almost like, yeah, you nip at each other too much. There's a need to renegotiate is kind of the word, how you communicate with one another. Because the whole dynamic needs to go. It's toxic. It is very toxic, okay? But things need to change because they're not balanced in the current situation. And Spirit's basically like, you're being blocked from this moving forward currently in order to restore that, in order to get what's right, in order to get what you deserve here. And so you can't have these connections. You can't. Especially the ones where you're dealing with a family member. The ones where you're dealing with a family member, they feel very toxic. They feel very combative. That's a very small group of you though. For a very small group of you, if you're dealing with the parent where it's almost like you two really go at it, like really very toxic. Some of you, it does get physical, like not where it's an abusive parent, like y'all are fighting. Like you're physically just like punching each other. And it's gonna get to this, and yeah, they're pointing out the wheel in both of these. It's like this dynamic stopping and a new dynamic starting. And this one's going to be much more balanced. I've never noticed that they both have a wheel. I've never noticed the wheel in this card. It's going in, okay. I don't know why the family dynamic one is very strong though. Out of all of these, the family dynamic is that one's pulling me the most. If you have a family dynamic, it's just that version of that of that connection is coming to a halt, and it's basically being rebuilt from the ground up. So you might disconnect for a little bit, take a pause from each other, do a lot of self-care, come back together and learn how to communicate in a much healthier manner, because y'all trying to kill each other. You gotta calm down. In regards to other connections, you're stepping away in order to just restore balance in your own life because these connections are not at your frequency. So let's look at the Page of Wands. This could be your own inner child telling you that you can't embody this very Emperor energy, the distortion that's going on here, but it could also be the people around you enhancing that distortion. Yep. Knight of Cups in reverse. It just feels like not feeling good enough, not feeling adequate. Six of Wands, not feeling adequate. Six of Wands in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse, not feeling the confidence to go after what you think you can. Not feeling adequate enough to be victorious. That's the best way to word this. Not feeling adequate enough to be victorious in this. And that's the wounded child. And that's just the limiting belief. That's the distortion that's preventing this Emperor energy. And I'm not saying that this is the overall thought process. It's whatever new goal you've set for yourself. So you've been an emperor with every other aspect in your life. And now let's say you're trying to start a business. This little thought process is coming in, well, what if I'm not victorious? What if it doesn't work out? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying overall you have this energy within yourself. It's whatever you're trying to currently manifest. This thought process is coming in and it's being enhanced by these connections with these people. And so Spirit's basically trying to diminish that by releasing these connections that aren't of your highest good, because you're trying to do something that's actually in line with your soul purpose. Whatever you're trying to manifest is in line with your soul purpose. And these connections are not supporting it. And some of you, it's not even connections. It's just an aspect of yourself. But that's definitely within you. This is definitely a thought process within you. Yeah, this is all within you. And you're going to know if these people are enhancing that thought process. This family dynamic is definitely enhancing that thought process, though. That's 100%. Let's look at the Seven of Swords. Ooh, we got a lot. I'm not taking all of them, but I'll take them. Yeah. Basically telling yourself that you can't have your hope and wish fulfillment. And you know that's deceptive. This is the thought process. Limiting self-belief. Oh, well, I'll never have it. I'll never achieve it. I'll never be good enough. Bullshit. Stop it. Stop. Stop this all. Pisces energy with the Nine of Cups. Pisces energy with the Knight of Cups. Six of Wands. Leo energy. Justice, Libra energy. Sorry. I forgot to say the signs for you guys. Let's get more on the Nine of Cups. Trying to be better about being like more direct with these so they're not so long. Yeah. In this doubt, this self-doubt, your intuition, it's like you're learning discernment between your intuition and your ego. And the ego, again, that negative connotation, that's not what I mean it, okay? I don't mean it in the sense of cockiness. I mean it, ego is what rules the fear and the doubt, okay? So you're aware that the ego's kind of taking the front seat in the mind at times, and that's what's creating the indecision. You're like, okay, is this my intuition or is this my ego? And that's what's creating some indecision here. That's what's making you go back and forth and feel a little stuck at times. So that's probably why we're feeling this block with you, right? So let's look at the Four of Pentacles, what you're holding on here. Two of Swords, Libra energy. Why is the Four of Pentacles here for Aries? Yeah. You go back and forth about releasing it. Back and forth between the Four and the Two is another Two of Pentacles. A lot of indecision going on. Tower. I typically don't pull cards from the deck like that, but it was really sticking out to me, so I snagged it. And of course, look what we get, a Tower moment. I'm not shocked. Massive transformation. Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy. I love that. The Tower is indicative of aha moments and sudden realizations. I like that this came out next to a Two of Pentacles because I think you're going to get to a point where you're very sick and it just feels like I'm getting fed up of being so confused, of being so sick and tired of not knowing what I want to do, where I want to go. Spirit's either going to step in or you're going to have a sudden realization. You're going to make a decision. Let's get another on the Four of Pentacles. Okay, you're dropping them. They told me they're gone. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we get the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and Strength in reverse. I actually think Strength in reverse, it feels more of like a court card. I don't know if you're dealing with a Leo, if you're dealing with somebody who has strong Leo in their chart. It feels like a court card though. It feels like a court card. I've never said that about a Major Arcana card before other than the Emperor and the Empress. It does feel like a court card. You could be dealing with somebody who has strong Leo in their chart or a lot of pride, But you're dropping them. I do think you're dropping them because you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse again, which is just indicative to me of whatever connections are imbalanced or not serving you, that are stopping you from getting what you deserve. And you're realizing that. You're like, okay, I'm done fighting for this to work. You're realizing it's just causing more stress. It's causing too much on my plate. It's something I do not need. So let's look at the Three of Swords. Yeah. As much as it hurts, you know that it needs to stop because it's actually creating a lot of instability for you and you're trying to embody. It's almost, this feels more of like your feminine energy making this decision, which I do like. I do like this because as you tap more, because your overall is a Nine of Pentacles. For me, in order to get to an Empress energy, you're a Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and an Empress. So you're already an Emperor in reverse over there. So this is, like I said, October, working through your masculine, feminine distortion. So because your masculine's blocked, you're tapping into your feminine energy in order to try and understand this. Because your feminine is how you give birth to ideas, reach realizations, have clarity on ideas. So that's what you're doing. You're tapping into your feminine energy. And your feminine is also where you nurture from, because divine feminine is Empress energy for me as a reader. Venusian, the heart space, love, healing. Queen of Pentacles, very nurturing, very loving energy. Capricorn energy. Now, when you have a Queen of Pentacles here, it's almost like you're disappointed that in order to get your stability that you needed to end these connections. And I do feel the heart space going a little cold, but I think you know that it's also necessary in order to have the stability. I'm not saying the heart space going cold is necessary, but I think you know that it's necessary to mourn these losses to head in the right direction. So don't keep it cold for too long, but it's only human to feel that hurt, that pain. Yeah, the devil, the shadow. Yeah. Capricorn energy. It feels more so of feeling stuck on the heartache than anything. Yeah. It's just mourning it. Like, as you're sitting in this energy, you know that your ships are still coming in, but you're sitting in this devil energy. It doesn't feel bad. It's just, it's almost like, you know, when after a breakup, you're kind of just sitting in that breakup vibe. You're just kind of like, well, this really sucks. This is eventually gonna pass. You know, I might cry tonight. Might feel great tonight. Might download some Tinder or Bumble, or might watch some shows and eat a lot of popcorn and ice cream, or might just look at how gorgeous I am in the mirror and be really confident. Who knows what side of the spectrum I'll be on, you know? Like, it's kind of that energy. Like, am I gonna be in the self-confidence devil, or am I gonna be in the sulking devil? Meanwhile, as you're chilling in the devil, in the back of your mind, you know eventually that your ships are coming in. You're very aware of what's going on. You're surrendering to the process. It's just not a fun process, Aries. But you're going through it with grace as you're in your feminine. So let's look at your overall Nine of Pentacles. So much for making this a short reading. I'm just not capable of doing short readings. I just can't do it. I can't. I'm just not capable. Yep, Queen of Cups, you're feminine. You're feminine. Beautiful. I love it. You're working on your heart space. You're healing your heart space in order to find your independence. Beautiful. Frickin' chicken, of course. Yep. So you're a Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Cups, but look at your masculine energy. Still imbalanced. You're a King of Wands in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. And with this Lover's upright, it's almost like that's just decisions. I don't feel like a Lover's energy. It feels more of like trying to understand how to balance your masculine and feminine, trying to understand, okay, well, now that I have this very mini Empress energy going on, this very stable, loving, balanced feminine energy, how do I get out of this very frustrated, lacking confidence masculine energy so I can have a very balanced masculine feminine? Because you feel stable, but only in your feminine. Only in your feminine. Only giving birth to the idea, not sustaining it. It's when it comes to sustaining it long term that you're struggling. It will come with time. It will come with time. But it's learning to get rid of the little voice in your head, the little devil that's basically saying that you can't do it. It's getting rid of the connections that enhance the limiting beliefs. It's getting rid of the people that tell you and doubt you that maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should try this. Well, you know what, Karen? It's not your life, so I'm not going to try that because this is what I want to try because it's my life and it's my decision and this is what I'm going to do. So, toodaloo. Toodaloo. Very interesting read, especially the family dynamic. Sorry this was a really long one. I'm not trying to make them shorter. I'm trying, guys. I'm sorry. I love you. Sorry it's got a little heavy. And like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.